I want to introduce our guest to the show. We have Judith Lopez on the show here. Judith is a small business owner. She is here in Yuma, Arizona. And Judith, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, good morning. I'm Judith, and I'm a business owner. I have two breakfast places, diners, staples of Yuma, Bubba's and Daybreakers. And I've been,
Yeah, it's amazing because I'm sitting here and for someone that owns two restaurants, I would think that they would be a lot older and perhaps received it through the family chain, some type of inheritance, but that's not your story, is it? Are you mind saying how old you are?
yes, I'm 35.
Okay.
I started at Bubba's when I was 29, 30 years old. Um, I used to work there when I was like 19.
Okay.
I went into the beauty industry. I kept in contact with the previous owner. He was ready to sell during the pandemic, and I had a few money saved, and I decided to
How
buy
did
it.
you save money?
I work a lot.
Okay.
Yes.
So you didn't inherit this large sum of
No.
money. You just worked a lot and you spent less than, or you spent less than you made. So, I mean, that's the magic formula.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Um, you worked there when you started working there as a server at 19. Was it a server or was it a
Hostess,
hostess?
hostess position.
You never were a server?
Never.
Okay.
Mm,
You worked there as in the hostess position. So when people came in, you greeted them and helped them
mm-hmm,
find their seats.
mm-hmm.
And then you what? You wrapped utensils in
Greet
napkins,
people. Yeah. Mm-hmm,
right? That's what
mm-hmm.
hostesses do,
Yes.
right? They
Yes.
wrap the silverware in the napkins and they greet people and make sure they get their seats right. What else
Yes.
do you do there?
And then slowly I did started taking orders, and then
Mhm.
eventually I became a server.
Okay.
Yes.
And so you started working there at 19. Did you do any jobs before 19?
Yes, when I was younger, when I was I think like 14,
Mm-hmm.
my dad he lived in Bakersfield and they did agriculture. So during summertime I used to go over there, work for like a few weeks for my clothes for the new year. School.
What would you do? What type of jobs?
Picking grapes. Hmm.
Really?
Yes.
How is picking grapes? Is it a fun job?
Packing it, yes.
Uh-huh.
Picking it and carrying it, no, that wasn't fun.
So describe the grape picking process to me. I've seen it in movies. It looks pretty glamorous
Yes.
because there's all these beautiful vineyards and you're walking through and it just seems kind of like a dream. But I assume if you're doing it for however many hours a day, it's not so much a dream. Tell me
No.
what it's like. Walk me through a day as a grape
Well, to be
harvester.
honest, I can't even remember. I can remember like the smell of the acids, or I don't know what they put, but
Pesticides or something?
pesticides,
Uh-huh.
yeah. And but it was fun. I mean, I was young. I had a bunch of like cousins, so we always tried to like make the day go by fast.
You could work side by side and chat as you worked.
Yes.
Okay.
People were singing, they had
Really?
music, so it was fun.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a good experience.
And so I imagine you've got like some type of basket, and is it around your shoulder and you're
No, so
cutting the
it's a basket.
uh
You cut it, you put it on the basket, you lay it, you cut the pieces that aren't good, and then you carry it on um what do you call it?
like a
Like
wheelbarrow
yes,
or
uh-huh.
like some of a
Yes.
trolley?
Yes.
Mhm.
And sometimes the sand it's loose, so to carry that maybe like half a mile, like it's tough.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So that was the part that I didn't used to like.
You just yank the bunch of break the grapes off, or do you cut them?
Cut them.
So
Mhm.
you got a little knife and you're just cutting them as they go. You ever
Mhm.
cut yourself as you do it?
No. Mm.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So you did that just to earn money to buy school clothes.
Mhm.
And when you bought school clothes, did you buy like the name brands? Did you
Oh
buy
no, I
like
used to go to Target.
fashion? Okay. So you were pretty conscientious with your money even back then
Yes.
as a 14-year-old
Yes.
year old.
Yes.
What do you think ingrained that sense of just being able to budget into you? Was that just because you worked for the money and so you appreciated it, or is it something you were born with?
I think a little bit of both. I was always like appreciated person with
Hmm.
everything I had, even with food, like everything.
Uh-huh.
So, and then also conscious. Like it wasn't easy to make that money,
Yeah.
to go just spend it anywhere.
So did your friends see you as somebody that had money because you had the opportunity to go and work? A lot of 14-year-olds don't have that connection where they can
Hmm.
go out and make a good amount of money during the summertime, and so they're either broke or they're using their parents' money
Hmm.
all the time.
Hmm.
So were you the person that they would go to and say, "Hey, well, Judith's got money. Let's go."
Not really, because I've always been a quiet person,
Hmm.
and I try not to like be like, oh, I have money, or be that type of person.
Do you remember when you opened up your first savings account or checking account?
Yes, and I wasn't that smart.
Okay,
Yeah,
tell me
it
when.
was when I was 18.
Uh huh.
So of course I had my joint account with my mom, and then as soon as I turned 18, they offered me a credit card. So I accepted the credit cards. There was two of them. With one of them, I was good. The second
Mm-hmm.
one, I wasn't good. At the time, I think I stopped working, so I didn't had any money to make my payments, and
Yeah.
I was so prideful that why I was gonna ask my mom for money to pay my credit cards.
Uh
So
huh.
it went into collection.
Really? Oh, so you actually had to go through the process and learn
Mm-hmm.
the hard way.
Yes.
When you spend too much,
Mm-hmm.
it eventually you have to pay the piper.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So when it went into collection, what'd you do?
So I just let it. I mean, I wasn't knowledgeable about the credit, how it worked, or
Mm-hmm.
anything because I didn't had anybody like my mom or my dad or any family member who knew what credit meant.
Or did you ask them?
No, never. It
Okay.
was just a topic that,
So even if they did know, you wouldn't have been,
yes.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
brave enough to go, "Hey, mom, I got
I'm in this
sent to
situation.
collections."
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. So you worked it out with a collection agency, you
Mm-hmm.
paid it off,
Mm-hmm.
and then that was a lesson learned. And
Yes.
from that point on, you were a little more frugal with your credit
Yes.
cards.
Yes.
Okay. So this is a lesson you learned at 18, or did it take until 19 or 20
I think
before
more
you?
like into like 20.
So tell me some other jobs that you've done. I know that your mom, she owns a barber shop.
Mm-hmm.
Is she a beautician?
No,
And
she's just a barber.
she's just a
Mm-hmm.
barber.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But you went to beauty school, right?
Yes.
You're a beautician.
Yes. I went into beauty school and I used to do women.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So tell me that process. What time did you start, and how did you decide to go to beauty school?
Okay, so I decided that was like kind of like a passion that I used to have, but I mean money wise, and so at the time I got a job offer in Alaska. So I went to Alaska for like maybe 2 months. I did a little bit of savings, came back, down payment for my school.
Wait, hold on, hold on. You went to Alaska to do what? Because whenever I hear Alaska, I'm thinking hunting, fishing, something like that. So you went to Alaska and did
Uh, it was packing
okay.
caviar. Hmm.
Okay, so it was something to do with fishing
Yes.
industry. Okay, so
Hmm.
you're packing caviar, and so you're working in ice all day.
No, it was just like it wasn't cold there. It was just like a random spot.
Okay,
Like it wasn't freezing. It wasn't like a cooler. What do you call like?
yeah,
No,
it wasn't a freezer where you had to have ice to keep the caviar
no.
fresh or anything like that.
I mean, it was fresh, but it wasn't freezing.
Wasn't
No.
okay, packed in a bunch
Hmm.
of
Hmm.
crushed ice. Okay, so you got a job offer to go to Alaska. How old were you?
At the time, I think I was like 20. I was older. I think 23.
Okay,
Uh huh.
and so you went and had this connection to go up to Alaska and earn money. How was
Hmm.
it? Was it worth the money? Was what you were promised, did it actually come out to be
Yes,
true?
because I was rent free. They gave me money to spend. I can't remember the word where they give
Yeah, like
you
per diem.
per diem.
Uh
Yeah.
huh.
So I had that. So all my check was clear, clean, just for me.
And how many hours a day did you work?
I think that season wasn't the best. as previous, but it was a good 8 hours, 10 hours.
Okay, so you weren't like killing it like 12,
No,
14
no,
hours a day. Because
no.
I've heard of people
Hmm.
that go and just like,
Everything they do, it's work. Yes,
yeah.
no, it wasn't my case.
So what did you do in your time off there in Alaska?
Just walk around, enjoy the weather.
Really? And it was
Yes,
nice weather.
yes, nice weather. It was during the summer.
Okay. So come back from Alaska, then you
Mm-hmm.
didn't work for a little while. You say when you were about 18 or 19? When you're 19 years old, you didn't work?
Yes, I used to work with well, when I was in high school, I was like 17. It was my senior year.
Mm-hmm.
I used to go to like 2, 3 classes, and then after that, I used to work at a clothing store
Okay.
for a while.
After school.
Yes, after school.
Is there a time in your life where you didn't have a job, a long period of time where you just did school and hung out with friends?
Mm, there were times, but mainly I was always doing something.
You're
Yes,
used to having a job
yes.
because that's what you do. You're an entrepreneur or you like to make your own money,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So tell me how you transitioned into becoming an owner, because that's a different mentality. Working is one mentality, making your own money and being self-sufficient. That's tough to do, and I think a lot of people today struggle with that. They need some guidance, and I think all of us have been in credit card debt from at one point or
Mm-hmm.
another. I know I certainly have. So you had that mentality growing up from the time you were 14, going over to the orchards and or the vineyards in
Mm-hmm.
Bakersfield. But what made you think, you know what? I don't necessarily have to work for this individual. I could have individuals work for me. Was there something that you had a mentor that helped you understand that was feasible, or was that just something that you understood and set as a goal to achieve?
I think it was something that I saw in my mom. Like I mentioned, she was a barber, so she was always making a little bit more than minimum wage.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember at the time she only used to survive or like the payments and everything, just what she made on tips. Everything else was kind of like clear for her savings.
Uh-huh.
So I think like growing up, I saw that. And then I saw the other side of just working as a minimum wage.
So she's still a barber, right?
Hmm.
And she's got a barber shop here in town.
Hmm.
How many? One?
Just one.
And what's the name of it?
It's Fortuna Hills
Okay, so
Barbershop.
for Fortuna Hills, so we're going to put in a plug for Fortuna Hills. If you need a haircut, do they specialize in anything specific?
No. Mm-mm.
Is there a theme or something that attracts a certain type of clientele, or is it
I
if you
think it's
just want a
just,
good haircut, you go to Fortuna Hills Barbershop?
yes, I think they just always try to provide a good customer service, a good experience.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of Marines that go to the barber. Do they service a lot of Marines there, or is it just
Yes, Marines, locals, seniors, winter visitors,
everybody?
everybody.
Okay. So now, when I think barbershop, I think men. Is that
That's correct.
accurate, or am I off?
That's correct.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, what got her into becoming a barber and cutting men's hair, as opposed to a beautician and cutting women's hair?
Well,
Or do beauticians cut women's hair, or is it
yes, and I think beauticians they do a little bit of both, depending on what they want to like, what path they want to follow.
okay?
Hmm.
So they can cut hair, and then they can do maybe makeup as well,
Makeup,
eyebrows,
highlights, everything. Hmm.
highlights.
Hmm.
Okay. So she decided to do go in and get her barber's license. And I understand it's a bit of a process. It's not as easy as some people might think.
No, well, she went to school in Mexico, in San Luis, Mexico.
Okay.
She got both the barber schooling and the cosmetology student.
So she did go both.
Yes,
Okay, and
both.
so can she cut women's hair as well?
She knows how,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't like her thing.
Okay.
So then once she came to the States, at the time it was easier. So she just went straight to state board, did her testing, and she passed, and she got her license.
Okay. So Foothills Barbershop, right? That's all I need to look up to be able to find her place. Okay. And so she got her license in San Luis, and the, I don't know how this works. Does the license transfer over? Is it universal, or does she have to get recertified or licensed here in the United States?
Well, everything changes through years. At the time, it was like, I don't know, let's say like over 20 years when she got her license.
Okay.
So it was transferable.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
So she came up, she was able to just open up shop. Did she work for somebody else when she started?
Yes.
Okay. And so she worked in the shop. She had her station. Do you have to pay like rent or something for the station that you work at?
Commission.
So they want to keep your station busy because they want commission, and clients that are satisfied with, or customers with your work, they're going to come back to your station more often. And then whoever's owning the shop is satisfied with you because your chair is full and you're making more money and they're making more money. Do I have it down right?
Correct.
Okay. What am I missing?
Um, Nothing.
That's how it works. Okay. And so she pays a commission off of both the price of the haircut. Does she also pay a percentage of the tips that she makes?
No,
Okay.
it's
So
all.
tips are all hers. Awesome. So if the haircut is $15, $20,
Hmm.
she'll pay a commission of what? 10, 20%?
Can't remember. I think it's like 30/70. And then
So
in
she gets to keep 70%. She pays a commission of 30%. That's kind of like her rent for having that. Is it one seat or is it just her wherever they choose to sit?
whatever they choose to see.
Okay, so she doesn't have a specific assigned station that she goes to.
Well, it depends on every salon or barbershop.
Mm-hmm.
I think nowadays it's more you rent your station
Okay.
and then it's kind of like you're self-employed.
Yeah.
That's what I used to do when I went into beauty industry. I used to well, I started as a commission, and then once I built up my clientele, I transitioned into renting my spot.
So when you're negotiating with the owner, do they say would you have two options? You can either rent, and it's going to be this certain amount whether you have the customers or not,
Hmm.
or you can pay a commission, which means you're only going to have a percentage taken out of your check each time. And if you think, hey, I can really kill it, I'm going to do more in just paying the rent and keeping the rest,
Hmm.
then you go for that. Is it an option that they offer you, or
Yes,
is it something you have to promote to?
it's an option,
Mm-hmm.
but if you're commission, you get the walk-ins. If you rent your station, you have to bring your own customers or clients.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
difference.
Yeah, because they want the commission, and so they're feeding the walk-ins to the people that are paying the commission.
Mm.
Okay. And so when you started working there, did you start with commission?
Yes.
Uh-huh. And how long did you do commission for?
I think it was like a year. Then I had a really strong clientele, and that's when I decided to become well, to rent my station.
How does that make you feel when somebody comes in and they're like, "Yes, I'd like to have Judith."
Yes. At first I was scared because I was like, no, like I didn't knew like which clients were winter visitors or
Mm-hmm.
which ones were local. So I was kind of like a little bit of scared to make that transition. And at the end I was like, you know what? I think I'm ready because I started like seeing the books of like how solid I was booked year round.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, I'm ready. So it took me a year.
So it really takes a conscientious effort of looking at the funds and your scheduling and saying, okay, this mathematically could work.
Hmm.
I could actually do it the other way around and make more money. Because if you just go in as with an employee mentality of, I'm going to be here from 8 to 5
Hmm.
and whatever I make, then you're probably not going to make the connection of how you can excel and get a little bit better until you can feel confident enough to rent out your space.
Hmm.
So it seems like that is a really good stepping stone. I don't know why at first it's now making that connection for me that so many people that go through either the barber or the beautician type, uh, I want to say career path, that they are the entrepreneur type.
Yes.
They are looking for something where they can use their skills and leverage it to become either an owner or something that it's not just exchange my time for money, but they can actually create a business where the business itself starts to generate revenue by hiring out other employees or being able to raise their prices a little bit based on their own value that they provide for the customer.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like a natural transition for barbers and beauticians both to understand that concept because what they provide results in a direct transition of the consumer coming back and saying, yes, that's what I want.
Yes.
So, did you have a specific type of clientele that were your regular customers?
Yes. So I used to work in the foothills.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have a lot of retired clientele. So I think the key is to provide good customer care and then also take care of not taking care.
What does it mean, good customer care?
Well, if you schedule an appointment, be there on time,
Okay.
be present during the service because I know like a lot of people they just put the dye on the hair and they
Mm-hmm.
leave.
Mm.
Processing time could be anywhere from 30 minutes to 50 minutes and they'll leave them. And me, I always try to be there with the customer, with the client and provide my time, my attention.
Uh-huh.
And at the end, it was just like clicking and making more of a friendship, a connection with them than
Yeah.
just another number for me.
Right. So it's not just a good outcome. Of course, that's a given. You need to have a good outcome. But the human connection, the human aspect of it.
Hmm.
Did you have was there a certain age group? Um you now you primarily worked with women, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you worked dyeing hair and cutting hair. Anything else that was like kind of your niche that you assisted your customers with? Like
Yes,
eyebrows or
eyelashes,
eyelashes?
eyelashes.
Okay.
So my hair clientele was older women,
Mhm.
and then my younger crowd was younger. Hmm.
Okay. And when you say younger, how young?
Anywhere from 20 to 30.
Okay. So they're focusing on eyelashes and highlights and a trim and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what what was your favorite type of client to come in? What was the easiest conversation for you to have that made the time go by quickest?
I think both. From the older people, I always used to ask questions. A lot of them were American people,
Hmm.
and I
Now, when you say American people, tell me what do you mean by that?
white people,
White
white.
people. Okay.
Yes. So they have, of course, we are different culture. I'm Mexican,
Hmm.
and just like I used to ask questions like, "Oh, where did you used to work? Where did you used to invest?" And things that in my culture we don't think about. We don't think about our future.
Okay.
So I remember, or it was an observation that I did made was I had the customer or the client that used to come and say, add me some highlights, cut my bangs, blow dry it, blah blah blah, with no asking how much extra.
Mm.
And then I had the other clients that used to be like, oh, how much extra if you cut my bangs?
Hmm.
Or how much extra if you style it? So I was like observing the difference in between those two type of clients. So that's when I started asking questions of where did you used to work? Did you invest it? Did you had a retirement plan?
So was it typically the richer clients that didn't care about the price and it was just say do A, B, and C, or was it the people that were um, a little bit more frugal, but they had money that would ask about the price?
It was more like the rich people that yes,
They would ask about the
no,
price.
no, no, they wouldn't. Mm,
They wouldn't. Okay, so if they're wealthier, and they wouldn't ask about the price
no,
because they knew they could afford it. But if they were on a budget, then they would ask about the price.
correct.
Well, that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay, because I've seen the opposite.
Mhm.
I've seen when somebody has over about $2 million when I'm doing an estate plan, they will typically say, okay, now how much is this going to cost me, like right up front? And They're very specific about whether or not anything that I'm going to be doing is going to cost an extra amount, and they have probably a longer decision making process for me to help them understand the value of the services that I'm providing. When somebody comes in and has, let's say, if they come in to me and they have anywhere between 400,000 and a million, it doesn't seem like the price is as big of a deal. Maybe they've done the research before even walking in. I don't know. But it seems to me that the wealthier they are, the more stingy they might be with their money. And it's ironic because the wealthier that they are, the more they need my services and the less it's really going to hurt their pocketbook. But that's how they got wealthy, perhaps, is
Yes.
being stingy about it.
Yes, because they're thinking of, okay, I'm going to be spending this extra money with this person where I can use that money to invest it somewhere else.
Yeah. But you saw the opposite. The wealthier people were like, just go ahead and do whatever you think's necessary.
Mhm.
And other people that might not have as much money to spend or spare cash, they wanted to know specifically how much it would be to see how much they could afford and then get
Right.
that done.
Yes.
Okay.
hmm
So, when you worked with some of these, let's say, clients that were older, what were some of the stories that you learned or some of the things that you found fascinating? Were there some veterans that had served in the military, or was it investment experience or job experience that was interesting?
I think most of them, or the people that had that little extra money to spend,
Hmm.
it was 401k or those type of investments,
Uh-huh.
stocks.
Okay.
Mhm.
And were they snowbirds or usually Yuma residents?
Snowbirds.
Okay.
Mhm.
Coming down from. So did you ask where you're from and what's it like up there?
A lot of them were from Washington, a few Canadians. Mainly, I think it was people from Washington.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So y- you went from a stint working as a hostess and then a server at Bubba's,
hmm
and then you worked as a beautician for a while, and then you went back. So tell me that transition of going back and working and looking at did you go back with the eye of actually becoming an owner, or did you just go back and get a job again at Bubba's?
I went back as an owner.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. So how did that, can you walk me through that process?
Okay, so it was during the pandemic. I was working at the salon. I kept in contact with the previous owner of Bubba's,
Mm-hmm.
and he was ready to sell. He was a little bit sick, so I had money saved. I made him an offer, and that's how it all started.
How did you save money? Did you live at home and so that helped save?
No, I used to own my own condo, so I
So
had
you
my payments. I had
really
my car
you went out and
payment.
bought your own home and were still able to save money.
Yes.
Okay.
But then also I was a little bit of a workaholic. So I
Okay.
used to do hair from 8 till 5. And then after 5, I did eyelashes. And I used to leave work 10. So it was,
Wow.
yeah, I was working a lot.
Okay. And that's typically what I hear of people that become business owners is they don't transition from going 8 to 5 and then owning a business and still working 8 to 5. They work a lot.
hmm
The average millionaire works 60 hours a week. So would you say you fit that
Oh,
stereotype?
sure.
Okay. Do you still work that much?
Um, yes, but now my work it's different. It's more mental. It's more delegating, coordination. It's different, but I still work a lot. I work every day, even on vacations.
What gave you the confidence that you could go in and buy a restaurant? I mean, working there as a server or a hostess is one thing,
It was scary, but
but owning a business, was it the seeing the business aspect of the beauty salon and seeing, okay, if I do this, if I provide this customer service, if I rent my space as opposed to doing commissions, I can make more money, and then that business savvy translated into any business, including a restaurant, even though they're totally two different services.
Yes. So, I mean, I think at the time I didn't knew much about business,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that was good because if I knew a lot about a business wise, maybe you're too scared to make the move.
Yeah.
So, yes, I had a lot to lose, but then I also had a lot to win. And I had a vision, I had that money saved, and I just went for it.
Are you more conscientious and, I guess, hesitant to jump into a deal like you did with Bubba's now, or are you more confident now? Because sometimes being naive, that's that's what you need to take the risk that is necessary to become a business owner. But then once you start to acquire something, it's harder because now you've got a lot to lose.
Yes.
And so I guess the question is, are you more likely to acquire more businesses now, or are you a little bit more conservative and you want to hang on to the wealth that you have obtained?
I think it gets me confident. Um, I mean, I try to review numbers, and numbers don't lie.
Mm-hmm.
But I've done a few other transactions. I bought another restaurant. It wasn't that great for me, so I sold it and bought another
So
one.
what other restaurant did you
I
buy?
bought A&R Grill
Okay.
on 4th Avenue.
Uh-huh.
So I bought it like 2 years ago. I had it for a year. Numbers were good, but not what I was looking for. So I just sold it, bought Daybreakers 6 months ago.
Uh-huh.
hmm
So Daybreakers, is that something you had your eye on, or did somebody come to you and say, "Wait, we know that you are an entrepreneur, you do the restaurant business." Did they come to you, or how did that
So it
transaction
was a
happen?
funny story. So that was like maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. I was shopping at Smart and Final,
Mm-hmm.
and I met this guy at the parking lot, and it was the owner of Daybreakers at the time. And we started talking, and every time I went there, I saw him. We used to chat a little bit, and then uh, he offered it to me. Then we started negotiating.
So you met him in Smart and Finals. He didn't know you before that.
No,
How did you strike up a conversation?
it was something about my car. He was complimenting my car.
Uh-huh.
And then we started talking, and then he was like, "Oh, do you own a business?" And I was like, "Yes, Bubba's." And I was like, "What about you?" And then he was like, "Oh, Daybreakers." So we kind
Did
of,
he have a nice car?
yes, he did.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
You want to say what it was?
He was complimenting my car.
Yeah, but did he have a nice car
Oh,
too?
yes. He was driving a Denali, a truck,
Oh, okay. And you were driving what?
the Yukon Denali.
Oh, okay. So he
Yes.
had a truck Denali, you
Yes.
had a Yukon Denali. Okay, all right. So it started out as a car kind of thing.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And then we started negotiating. At the time, it wasn't a good deal for me. And so I backed out. A few years later, I saw him again. We started talking about numbers. And then, unfortunately, he
Was it
passed away
Where did you see him?
at Smart and Final again.
No way.
Yes.
Do you- So why do you guys run into each other at Smart and Final? What is it about Smart and Final that
Okay,
brings
we
business
a
owners
lot of
there?
restaurants owners, we do a lot of like local shopping, and that's the spot to
That's
go.
the spot to go. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay. So if you're an entrepreneur looking to get into the restaurant business,
Mm-hmm.
hang out at Smart and Final.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then, well, he passed away. And then it was this February, I knew that they were trying to sell again. So I got in contact with the wife
Mm-hmm.
and made a deal. And here I am.
Wow. Now, so there's two Daybreakers, there's Daybreakers 1 and then Daybreakers 2.
Yes. Daybreakers 2, it's in town
Uh-huh.
and it's been closed now for like almost 2 years, I want to say.
Okay.
Mhm.
So did you acquire that as well?
No, just the one in the foothills.
Okay. And are you looking to acquire the Daybreakers too and maybe revive it?
Not at the moment.
Why is that? Numbers
Be-
don't work?
no.
Okay. Interesting.
Yes.
Um, well, I don't want to put any big secrets out there, but what is your next step? What's the future hold for you?
Um, I'm always open. I think I just like follow a vision of how I see myself,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever comes and it's in my hands, I'll get it. And if not, I'll keep working. And
Do you have a mentor that helps you understand and soften the learning curve of what it takes to own a business, or are you just kind of learning as you go?
I've been learning as I go, but then I ask a lot of questions to people that are successful.
Okay. How how do you find yourself in those circles of being able to ask questions of successful people? Do you go to the country club and hang out there?
No, I don't do any social. But I think just customers at work.
Okay.
I have a lot of like ranchers, a lot of business owners that they go eat at
Yeah.
Bubba's.
Well, you
So
have a magnetic personality, so it's easy to open up to. And so you start talking to them, and also you're not very what's the word? You're not intimidating. So, I, perhaps where maybe somebody that was a go-getter, maybe a 50-year-old individual who is trying to get in and trying to acquire more businesses and expand his empire, these ranchers may not open up to.
mhm,
But you come across as somebody that is very unassuming and that you're just friendly and genuine. Do you think that helps?
I think so. Yes.
Uh-huh.
And I'm always humble. I'm always willing to learn. I'm always willing to ask the question. I mean, the worst I can get, it's a no.
Right.
I can't help you or I can do anything for you, but
Yeah.
usually it's not the case.
That's interesting because so many of us are terrified of the no. For example, when you're dating, the most terrifying thing is going out to ask somebody out and getting turned down.
Mhm,
Whereas you're going to be in the exact same position if you don't ask at all, right? It's going to be a definite no if you
mhm.
don't ask. But the possibility of a no is terrifying. But that's something you were able to get over. How did you get over that fear? That's kind of like innate in us of being turned down.
I think I rather ask the question or
Hmm.
whatever comes. It's a 50-50, but then I'm going to know like right there and there
Interesting.
and not leave and be like, oh, what if it was, I was going to get a good feedback or I was going to get a good answer.
Hmm. Even
That is
so,
more,
so what you're saying is even a no provides information that's valuable.
yes. And then you cut ties or you cut whatever you have to let go and move on.
Okay. Um, was there a time where you found like this was your transition where you actually felt like you made it? Like, was it the acquisition of Bubba's and becoming an owner that you felt like I finally made it, or was it um, the first rental deal that you did at the beauty salon? Was there a point in your life where you feel like I've got this. I know that I can make things work for myself. I don't have to rely on somebody else to present the opportunity. I can make my own opportunity.
I think I've known that since I was young that I'm capable,
Mhm.
but sometimes I don't recognize it. It's always like, oh, like I don't, it's not that I don't appreciate what I have, but it's like I'm so like focused on being a better person, not having more, but just growing as a person with whatever I do.
Okay, so your sense of satisfaction doesn't come necessarily just from how many zeros are in your bank account, but um, how you're able to participate in society and contribute as a business owner.
Yes.
Um, let's get back to your roots a little bit. Can you tell me about your childhood, where you grew up, and just what made you you?
I grew up in the border town, San Luis,
Okay. San
great
Luis, Arizona.
San Luis, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
during the week, during school time, and then weekends and vacations. I used to go to San Luis, Mexico.
Okay.
So that
Who
was
was
like
in San Luis, Mexico that brought you back to San Luis
my
there?
my nana, my grandma,
Okay.
and family.
So your parents lived here? Did you live with your mom and your dad here?
Yes,
Okay. So they lived here in San Luis, Arizona, and would they commute just during the week with you each time? They would go home for the weekend and spend the weekends in San Luis,
that's
Mexico?
correct. Yes,
Okay. So it wasn't just you going back to visit grandparents, it was your whole family
the
went
whole
back.
family.
Okay. Now you have a brother,
Yes.
and so you and your brother would go back with your parents to go hang out with your grandparents in San Luis, Mexico. So what elementary school did you go to?
San Luis.
Okay.
I can't. No, Rio Colorado. Rio Colorado, I think it is.
Was it Rio, Colorado? Okay. And then the middle school?
San Luis Middle School.
Okay, and the high school.
San Luis High School.
All right. So, I mean, you are a literal product of this southwest corner of Arizona and Yuma, San Luis. We're all, kind of foothills. It all kind of is this metropolitan area. Have you ventured out and lived in another distant city other than Bakersfield where you were harvesting grapes and tried to just go off on your own to be away from your family? Or have you just set your path here and grew your roots here the entire time?
The entire time here in Yuma.
Okay. So, have you felt like there's something else out there for you that's calling you that you want to go and explore, or would you rather just travel temporarily and then come back and this is home for the foreseeable future?
I think this is home for sure.
Uh-huh.
I love it here in Yuma, but I do want to travel.
Okay. Travel and see. Have you traveled already?
Yes.
Okay, tell me what was the favorite destination that you went to?
I think my favorite destination was Europe.
Oh,
Yes.
well, Europe's a big place. What part in Europe?
So I did Italy, Switzerland, and Paris, and London.
Okay, so that's an interesting mix because you hear about Italy and Paris and London, but the Switzerland,
hmm
was that different? Okay, tell me what you liked about each of those places. Italy, what was your favorite place in Italy?
I just went to Milano.
Okay,
So I did Milano, then like I got a train. It was like I think 2-3 hour train to Switzerland, Geneva.
I didn't realize it's that close because I haven't done that trip.
Mm.
That's something that has always been outside of my comfort zone. I've had the ambition to do it, but I just haven't pulled the trigger. So I'm very interested. So you went to Milano, and then you went on a train to Switzerland,
Mm-hmm.
and it was only 2 or 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Was Switzerland a lot different than Italy?
Yes,
In which ways?
in every way.
Okay,
More conservative. People are more conservative. And
okay.
then Milan,
What does that mean,
Italy,
conservative?
like they're just quiet, the way they dress, the way they project themselves.
Hmm. So in Switzerland, are there a lot of business owners? Do they drive their individually owned cars, or do they bike a lot, or what is it about Switzerland that's different? Because I feel like Italy, people bike a lot and walk a lot, and maybe don't own. Not everybody owns a car.
hmm
Is that the same in Switzerland?
No, I think in Switzerland, people own their cars more.
Okay.
Mm.
And they are conservative in a way that they're not as maybe loud and do they stay up late and have a lot of festivities? It seems like that's just the vibe that I see from Italy. I don't know if that's true or not. I've never been there, but what is the nightlife like in Switzerland?
I didn't do any nightlife at
Hmm.
in Switzerland.
Okay. Is
I
it because things
didn't.
kind of shut down, or is it just because that wasn't your style?
It wasn't what I was looking at the time.
Hmm.
And Italy, I did went out, and nightlife was really, really fun.
Yeah, my understanding of Italy is that it kind of like the town wakes up
Mm-hmm.
or the city wakes up at like 9 o'clock, and then you're going to be out until the early hours of the morning.
Yes.
But that wasn't the case in Switzerland.
No. Mm-mm.
Hmm. What did you like about Switzerland?
It was just clean. It was relaxing, calm.
Mm-hmm. Is it cold? When I think of Switzerland, I think of skis and the mountains and
I
snow.
Yes, well, it depends. I went to Geneva. It was cold. It was
Mm-hmm.
freezing. And then I did the Mount Blanc.
Okay.
It was freezing. It was snowing.
How did you hike it or did you go up?
No.
How did you get there?
We took a bus and then we took the little, not a train, I can't remember. The little thing that they
A
take.
gondola.
Uh-huh.
Uh huh.
I don't know the name.
Is it on a cable and you
Yes.
sit in it
Yes.
and then it goes up kind of like a big ski lift?
No, it's like a little elevator, like enclosed.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
But it's hanging above the ground.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so you went up the mountain, and then you went over to Paris.
hmm
And was Paris loud, quiet, indifferent?
it was nice. We met people from Miami. I remember we went to a bar to watch the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And we met people from I think it was from Miami
And then London.
and then London.
So, of those four countries, which one was the most receptive that you felt they're not just being courteous to receive a good tip or to receive your business as somebody that's a business owner that does tourism, but genuinely either likes Americans or maybe has a little bit of reservation towards Americans? Did you feel there was a difference between Italy, Switzerland, Paris, and London?
No, I had a good experience with customer service. Everybody used to like treat us good.
Uh huh. What language did you speak?
English or Spanish, depending. In Italy, they prefer the Spanish.
Oh, they did because it's so similar to Italian.
Yes,
But do a lot of Italians speak English?
yes.
Okay.
hmm
And in Switzerland,
It was
English primarily?
yes.
How was their English?
It was pretty good.
Really?
Yes,
And then, of course, Paris, a lot of people, what would they prefer, Spanish or
English.
English?
hmm
You speak any other language besides Spanish and English?
No, just those
Uh
two.
huh. So you didn't try to study up on your Italian or your
Yes,
French?
I did, but just the like the good mornings, thank you.
Oh,
Yes,
okay. So you did it, you made an effort
yes.
that
I'm going
you,
to another country, another
yeah.
language, so I have to respect that.
I've always felt self-conscious of even trying, to incorporate their language. I'm like, I'm just going to say it in English because I don't know if I'm saying it right. And I know that's not a good thing because even the effort is appreciated oftentimes.
hmm
Even if you're saying it wrong,
Yes.
the effort is appreciated. So you would say the good mornings and the good evenings and hellos, goodbyes in their native language, but you'd primarily speak English in Paris and Switzerland, but then Spanish in Italy. What did you think was the most friendly city?
I want to say London.
Really?
hmm
Is that because they think maybe have a little chip on their shoulders to Americans?
They don't like American people. So
That's what I was getting
they,
to.
yeah,
Yes, they don't
they
like
used to.
Americans, and I know that's a generality, and it's not pointed at any individual over there in Europe, but why? What is it about Americans that they feel like it just rubs them the wrong way?
I think whatever they saw or they see on the news, because
Okay,
they always used to ask, "Oh, what do you think about your president or the
so it's the
politician?"
politics.
Yes,
Mm.
and I was like, I don't know, I don't get into that.
Uh huh.
So at times I used to just when they used to ask me like, "Oh, what's your nationality?" "Oh, I'm Mexican."
Okay, so that was kind of your buffer.
Yes.
Because I know some people go over to Europe and if they're white, they say they're Canadian.
hmm
And you are Mexican and you are
hmm
American, so you could say yes.
Yes.
Now, do you have dual citizenship? Are you a Mexican citizen?
No.
Okay, so you're U.S. citizen, but you're Mexican nationality,
Yes.
so that works. Okay. Do you find and have you found throughout your pursuit and your ascension into becoming not only self-sufficient but a business owner, have you felt discrimination?
Mm, At times, yes.
Okay.
Especially I have an accent,
Mm-hmm.
so I do. But
Do you try to hide your accent or do you embrace it?
I try to hide it, but I think it's impossible.
Okay.
But then also, it doesn't bother me
Uh-huh.
if I get any type of discrimination.
So can you think of a time where you experienced discrimination? Can you
Just
think of
like
it?
sometimes, like I'll say something and they'll be like, "What?"
Mm-hmm. So
And
they,
I'll
they they don't
repeat it.
make the attempt to really understand what you're saying. They'd rather you just
Yes, because
repeat yourself.
yes, they want to like point something like, "Oh, you don't know how to speak," or
Mm-hmm.
"You have an accent."
So and what kind of circumstances do you find yourself in that's happening?
Nothing in specific, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes you can sense.
Like the grocery store or going out to eat, or I'm trying to think of some other
Not
public venues.
mainly here in Yuma, but like going out, like I don't know, out of town somewhere.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I feel like Yuma is really, I don't know. This may just be my very limited vision of what I see, but Yuma I look at through rose-colored lenses. I would love Yuma. I feel like um the blend of cultures in Yuma represents what people view the American dream has been in times past, but it's still alive and well here.
Mhm.
That there is not a lot of discrimination here,
Mhm.
that we get along very well with different cultures. And it just doesn't seem to be for me that there's a lot of discrimination. Now, of course, I'm white, but honestly, I could claim discrimination because sometimes I'm in the minority,
Mhm.
but I don't feel discriminated against. I feel like I'm treated very well when I go to San Luis, and I'm very much in the minority, and I don't speak the language, but people make an effort to help me feel comfortable and and I don't think it's just to get my business. I think it's genuine. And perhaps part of that is the Hispanic culture,
Mhm.
and it's a warm, inviting culture. And the other half of it is because they haven't bought in to this concept of everybody's a racist in America.
Mhm.
That they're generally just living their lives and interacting with other human beings naturally.
Mhm.
What's your thought on that? Because we hear
Well,
on the news that we're all racists.
yes, but I mean, I've always worked like Bubba's. Most of our clientele, it's white people,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of the
Older
ranchers,
white people.
older white
So
people.
if there's going to be someone that's going to be racist,
It's gonna be there,
based
and it's
on the
not. Yes.
stereotypes, it's going to be the older white people, right?
Uh-huh. But it's not the case. Like, in fact, a lot of the people, they speak Spanish in
Mm-hmm.
really good Spanish. And then, so I did that when I was younger. Then I moved into the beauty industry. I used to have a lot of like older white ladies,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like super, super sweet. So I think Yuma, it's just different.
Yeah, and if anybody's going to be cranky, honestly, I think no, I'm going to really put myself out here. The elderly population, and I can see myself actually working into that. The older I get, the less I care about um, being politically correct.
Mm-hmm.
I just I don't have the energy anymore to try to cater to somebody else's insensitivities or insecurities, I should
Mm-hmm.
say. And so I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna be me, and I don't intend to offend somebody. But if somebody's looking to be offended, they will be offended.
Mm-hmm.
And if they hang around me very often, they will find something that they will be able to pigeonhole into a stereotype that they've held aside just for me. And I don't care. They can do that, and that's their own issue. I'm not going to tiptoe around them, whether I'm at the airport. I find that a lot at the airport. People seem to be hypersensitive.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't do it anymore. And I work with a lot of older clientele, and they just speak their mind.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoy that because when they speak their mind, I don't see um, a lot of this bigotry
Mm-hmm.
that seems to be something that is all over the news and social media, that is some like an underlying foundation of American society. I do not see it. I feel like human beings genuinely like to interact with one another, and if we treat each other um, as we normally would on an individual basis, then we get along. It's when we're clumped into these tribal categories that's when we see the clashes. Do you feel the same, or being you've grown up in a totally different culture on an opposite side of the country that I grew up? I grew up in northern Idaho,
Mm-hmm.
and so I've never felt personally that when I see somebody, I'm like, I'm going to treat this person differently because the color of their skin or the accent that they have, or I don't speak their same language. I'm going to try to transact the same way that I can, as smoothly and efficiently as I can. Have you felt similarly?
Yes, I think everything is you project whatever you are, and you have to be nice,
Very interesting.
polite, and then if you get that, like maybe like a mean person, that's a projection of them, not yourself. So once you learn to,
I think that is incredibly deep and insightful of you. That the people that see the meanness and the racial, even microaggressions, perhaps are themselves the ones that are projecting them out, and it's the screen of the individual that is they're seeing themselves being projected onto.
mhm.
Tell me more about that.
Well, I don't know. I think whatever you have inside, you're gonna project it,
Mm-hmm.
either if it's good or bad. We all have bad, but
Yeah.
do you wanna have that control your whole body? Because it's gonna reflect on how you speak, how you act with other people. If Yeah.
Wow. I think that, quite honestly, if we wanted to pinpoint what the solution is to the hatred and the division that exists, and there does certainly exist that in our country, it's not to look at changing the other person. It's not look at changing the social norms of even a group of people. It's looking at changing your attitude. How do you treat other people?
Mm-hmm.
And that, when you do that, not only do you see it reciprocated, but you probably see the other individual in a little kinder light,
Yes.
because it's you that is projecting your image of them and what you feel like they are, how they're treating you, but it's actually your perception, and they are the movie screen. And it's just your perception that is actually racist and discriminatory. So you're the problem, not
Yes.
necessarily those around you.
Yes.
Wow. I love it. So, okay, let's get back into the next big endeavor. What's laying next on the horizon for Judith Lopez?
Like I mentioned before, nothing at this moment. Just
I have a hard time believing that you have now obtained your biggest aspiration. You are now complacent, and you are just going to maintain this plateau. Is that what you're telling me?
no.
Okay.
No.
All
At the
right.
moment, I'm just focusing on the two businesses, saving money, finish the remodeling at
Mm-hmm.
Daybreakers, and just save money and not wait, but just keep my eyes open to whatever can become my next deal or my next business or my next investment.
Do you feel like you're living your dream?
Yes.
Uh, how? If somebody else wanted to live their dream and achieve the level of success, whatever that means to them, what advice would you give to our listeners out there as to how to achieve that?
Um, so I think for me, for my experience, it's just going back as Judith, as the 8-year-old, 12. 13-year-old,
Mm-hmm.
what she wanted it at the time, how that girl saw her own self in the future, and just working towards that. And it's not just hard work, it's a combination of hard work and vision,
Yeah.
and keeping your eyes open to whatever opportunity
So,
it comes.
of those two ingredients and the way that you put it, I would say I agree. I don't want to say I agree because I already knew that. I just you present it in such a convincing way that I would have to agree. And you've accomplished so much. So hard work and vision. Which of those two, if you had to rank them, are more important?
Vision.
Vision.
Hmm.
Interesting. Okay, I would have chosen the opposite. Okay, so vision. How so?
Because I think I see a lot of people that are super, super hard workers.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a vision, and they just work all their lives, and nothing wrong with that. But I think mainly you have to have a vision. And once you have the vision, you put the will, you put
Uh-huh.
the will to work hard to obtain whatever it's in your mind.
Yeah.
So I think having a vision, you make everything possible.
Well, I think this now I'm gonna create a big stereotype here. From my culture, I would think that the kids have more vision than they do grit and hard work. They want to be a famous YouTuber.
Hmm.
They want to be a big business owner that has people working for them. They want that, but they don't want to work through the process of obtaining, because it's a process of obtaining the knowledge that you need to get there. And so they have the vision, they want to be there, but the hard work gets in the way. And I think that may be a product of my culture. Our cultures are ever more blending as we cohabitate, but maybe you can tell me if you believe this is true. From your culture, the hard work is ingrained in them, but the belief and the vision that they can be the owner, the entrepreneur, the man on top is not as prevalent.
That's correct.
Do
I
you think
agree.
that's true?
Yes.
Well, then it's a fantastic combination that our two cultures are living together. Because we've got a lot of hard work, and we the dream is still there. I can tell you that nobody handed me what I have. Now, is that to say that I didn't have people that contributed significantly to the types of values that are ingrained in me that led to the success I have? No, not at all. My parents, very much so. My religion, very much so. And the culture that I grew up in was also very hardworking. I grew up in a town that was primarily driven by the lumber industry. The hardworking individuals there. And so I learned to work hard. But I also learned that why not me?
Hmm.
There was nothing that the other individuals had that were gaining success that was something I didn't obtain. They didn't have some brilliance
Hmm.
or just the connections or the money. Perhaps they came from money, but that wasn't necessarily the ingredient that perpetuated success. It was, like you say, the vision and the hard work in combination. What would you attribute your attributes of that vision and hard work to? Your mom, your dad, your culture? Well, what is it that helped you obtain those values that led to where you are?
I think my mom.
Your mom.
Yes.
Okay, tell me a little bit about that.
She was always trying to be better.
Mm-hmm.
Even like I'm telling you, like just the transition of her leaving in Mexico and coming to the States.
How old
Um,
was she when that happened?
I think like 19.
Okay.
Huh?
Wow, that had been terrifying.
Yes. And then
19-year-old having grown up in Mexico, did she speak English?
no.
Yeah. That had to be terrifying. Because I think of me going the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been terrified.
Yes.
I am terrified right now. I don't know that I could go to another country, whether it be Mexico or whether it be France or whether it be anywhere else, and just like start and say, okay, I'm going to make this work.
Yes. And I think like anything new, anything you expose yourself to the unknown,
Mm-hmm.
scary.
Yeah.
Like this is my first time talking, and it was scary, but then I was like, ah, I can do it. And if it doesn't come right, it's me. I'm just being myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think once you accept yourself, you can do anything.
Yeah. Instead of trying to be somebody else,
Mm-hmm.
just embrace who you are,
Yes.
and then look for the attributes that make you your best self
Mm-hmm.
and focus on them.
Yes. And people are gonna like you because of that, or people are gonna hate you because of that.
They
So
are both ways.
I rather love myself, be who I am, and be loyal to me. And whoever wants to like me can like me. Whoever wants to not like me, they cannot like me.
Yeah.
So
So your mom and her, um, I guess, pilgrimage to the United States. She started out as a beautician,
yes,
and
a barber.
oh, sorry, a
Hmm.
barber. Yeah, that's my. I'm stereotyping her because she's a woman, and so I think beautician. But she came as a barber,
Hmm.
and so one thing that I kind of wanted to nail down was um, the word excuse. Was that a bad word in your household?
No.
Excuse. So if you didn't get something done and you gave her an excuse, a reason why you didn't get it done, that was acceptable.
No.
Okay, that's where we're getting to.
Yes. So no. So my parents got divorced when I was young.
Okay.
So my mom, she was always working, and so I had to like be the mom, the dad, the sister,
Mm-hmm.
the daughter, everything.
Because you're
So
the oldest
yes,
sibling, and your
I used to
brother is about 4
clean.
years old younger than you.
Yes,
Uh huh.
5.
5.
And so before I knew like my mom is gonna get off at 5. So maybe I was lazy the whole day. But
Mm-hmm.
at 4, I was like, okay, I have an hour to clean, have food ready, and everything ready. So when my mom gets there, she didn't have to let me know like, oh, why didn't you clean the house? Why don't you have this already done?
Yeah,
Because
because you appreciate the fact she's working really hard for you. There are a lot of kids that their parents come home bone tired, and they're sitting on their video games with the living room a mess,
mhm.
and could they expect their parent to come home and make the dinner?
Yes, no, I had responsibilities and I
And
respected
when
all.
they didn't when they didn't get done, and you came up with some, well, my friends wanted to go out, and we went to hang out at the restaurant or Starbucks. Was that even an option to tell your mom that that's why you didn't get things done?
Mm, no, because I kind of like always had things done.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes not the best, like maybe like sweeping. I was in a hurry, so I used to like sweep the trash into the sofa or the couch.
Under it.
Yes, under it. And when she went and checked, she was like, "Why are those things under?" So she was like, "You do it right, or you do it right." So
Yeah. So she didn't accept
no,
anything less.
she was lenient. Mhm.
Okay. That's awesome. Anything else you want to add? Any advice that you could give to someone who aspires to achieve the dream that you've achieved, and that is to acquire a point of self sufficiency and even creating opportunities? I mean, you employ how many people?
40 plus people.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So you create the livelihood of 40 plus people. What advice could you give to somebody else that wants to be a creator, an entrepreneur, and a producer like you?
I think believing in yourself, that you're capable,
Mm-hmm.
you're never going to be ready.
Don't accept excuses from yourself.
Yes, that's the biggest one.
Okay.
And
And you're
just
and you're never gonna be ready.
no.
Okay.
and you're always learning, and you always have to keep yourself humble, because as you can acquire businesses, be successful, blah blah blah, one bad decision and you can lose everything you have. So always stay humble,
Uh-huh.
always work.
But does that make you scared at every decision that you make? If one bad decision can create
No, because
catastrophe?
I no, doesn't. I mean, I'm try to be um like I try to, how do you say it? Like take, I can't come up with the word. Like I try to, oh my god, I can't remember the word. Um like study what I'm gonna, like my steps or
Mm-hmm.
my I can't come up with the word.
It's all right. It's all gonna be cut and post anyways. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Um like if I'm gonna get a business, like I like to
Be prepared.
be prepared. Be prepared. And hold on a second.
You gonna sneeze?
I'm still like getting over the cold, so like mucus. Okay, so going back, what was the question?
So you like to prepare. You like to be prepared and do your homework.
Yes, I like to do my homework before I get into any step.
Mm-hmm.
And then so yes, I like to be prepared, because you can lose everything at any moment. Economy, everything
Mm-hmm.
can affect.
Does that
Uh,
keep you up at night?
no,
Why?
because I'm doing my best, and I think my gratification, it's mainly what I've learned through these years, what makes me confident that I'm capable of doing or becoming.
Mm-hmm.
So
So if you were
that
to lose it all, how confident are you that you could gain it back? That you could earn it again from scratch?
could be difficult, but I think with the knowledge that I've gained it can be possible. And I'm not scared
Yeah.
anymore. So I mean I am, but not.
Yeah. It's not like somebody gave it to you. That was your one shot. You earned it over a long period of hard work and vision, and nobody took away and could take away that those virtues of hard work and vision. And so, since you still have them and you've seen them work in the past, you know they can work again.
That's correct.
Well, that's very good. Thank you, Judith,
Thank you.
for coming on our show. I think you'll be an inspiration to a lot of people that were just uncertain enough to determine whether or not they were just going to go out and do the 9 to 5 or actually be part of the engine that grows this economy, the small businesses that are the contributors. So thank you. I really appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you. Thank you.